Welcome to General Biology. Today's video is going to be on human impact. Humans impact the environment in a lot of different ways, and I'm only going to get into a few of the aspects in this video. The main reason we have such a huge impact on the environment is our population has really grown out of control in the last 150 years. If you look at the population of humans on the planet, it really wasn't very significant up until 1850, when we hit around a little over 1 billion people. And then since then, the population has grown significantly. In my lifetime, I was born in 1969, and in my lifetime, the population has more than doubled. And so we've had significant growth over the last 150 years, and that has had a huge impact on how the things we do impact the planet. One of the things that we've had a huge impact on is the amount of forest on the planet. In today's world, we're mostly talking about places like the Amazon and things like that, but deforestation has been taking place for 150 years. We don't talk about Michigan's deforestation anymore because we did it a long time ago. But if you look at Michigan at one time looked like this all the way across the entire state. All we had was forest from Lake Michigan all the way to Lake Huron. You could be a squirrel in Lake Michigan or a squirrel in Michigan and never touch the ground leaping from tree to tree to tree. If you look at modern day Michigan on this map, this is where we live, Coldwater, right here, Coldwater Lake. If you look on the map, all the light colored stuff is farmland. So there's not a lot of forest left. So Brazilians aren't the only ones guilty of deforestation. They're just guilty most recently of deforestation. The reason we get so much deforestation going on is we need room for farmland. We need room to build cities and highways, and we have a lot of food we need to make to feed all the people that are on the planet. We're approaching 8 billion people. That requires quite a bit of food. We also use a lot of energy. Our energy use has gone up tremendously in the last 150 years. You can see here traffic in Boston is pretty busy, but everybody all over the place drives cars and uses energy to heat our houses and cool our houses. We just use a lot of energy. Because of that, we have been burning a lot of fossil fuels. And when you burn fossil fuels, CO2 levels rise. And you can see over the last 400,000 years, we've had CO2 levels go up and down, up and down. But really, only in the last few hundred years have they really started going up significantly. You can see on this map, our present, well, that's not even the present day. Our present day levels are a little over 400 parts per million. And so we are way, way above what was kind of considered normal for a long, long time. You can see that's almost a 30% increase just in the last 70 years. What that has caused is increased CO2 levels cause increased temperature on the planet. Increased temperature causes a lot of problems. We see a lot of glacial melting, and as glaciers recede, they expose more water and land, and so the heating up takes place even faster. You can see in the Arctic, every year from winter to summer, there's a big change. Okay, so this would be the winter of 2016 and the summer of 2016. But if we look at it from year to year to year, this is the summer of each year. So summer of 1943, summer of 1995, summer of 2012. So you can see there's been a huge decrease in the amount of Arctic ice in the summertime. This additional heat on the planet also has caused a lot of weather change and something we call desertification, or places that used to be good farmland have turned into really dry desert-like conditions. Another problem with carbon dioxide's increases is carbon dioxide, when it increases in the air, will enter the ocean more readily, and we get an increase in carbonic acid that forms in the water, and it's causing the acidification of coral reefs. And so coral reefs that normally have stunning colors to them are getting bleached, and they look like this. They're basically dead. They can't handle the change in the acidic conditions, even though it's very minor. The coral are pretty fragile and they can't handle those conditions, and so they die. Another major issue we have is we create a lot of pollution, whether it's air pollution, like we see here, or garbage. We accumulate lots and lots of garbage every single day by not recycling and doing things we could be doing. And water pollution. Factories are constantly producing water pollution that they dump into our local waterways without it being processed. And so we have major issues on our planet with lots of pollution sources. And the problem is human population and increased consumption, all these drivers of climate changes, whether it's pollution or invasive species or habitat loss or temperature from global warming, all of these issues cause biodiversity loss. And when we have a loss of biodiversity, what happens is ecosystems can't function the way they're supposed to. They can't clean the air. They can't clean the water. They can't do all the things we count on them to do when they lose their biodiversity. And we need these ecosystems to be intact and functioning properly to do the jobs we count on them to do.